Welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we got a lot of football news. The Bruins got 2 new recruits. We've got some baseball news. By the time you're listening to this, you already know that the Bruins World Series game was suspended. We'll have more information on that. And just football and baseball today. So let's get right into it. The football team got 2 new commits on Monday. 2 3-star wide receivers. One of them is Xavier Stinson, and the other one Santana Carlos. Both of them are out of Florida. Both of them are 3 stars, and they are the 16th and 17th commits for the Bruins this offseason. More importantly, I think it's the 9th or 10th in the month of June, sorry. In the month of June, Deshaun Foster and the UCLA Bruins have been on a massive hot streak going on 2 weeks now. They've had back-to-back weeks where they were hosting a ton of visits, and those visits have been paying off. And Monday was the first result of that, getting those 2 commits. These 2 commits, Stinson and Carlos, both moved the Bruins up into the top 11 on 24/7 Sports, and number 13 on Rivals as for the team recruiting class rankings. Now, I wrote a story about this for UCLA Bruins on SI, and the last time that UCLA finished with a top 15 recruiting class was in 2016 when they were ranked number 13. In 2015, they were ranked number 12. So far, they're ranked 13th on Rivals and 11th on 24/7 Sports. So, yeah, the Bruins they're rolling as far as commitment goes. The visits that they're holding and the at-home visits that they're sending their coaches out on are paying dividends. As I said last week, and I've been saying pretty much every day on this podcast, this is all headlined by 4-star offensive lineman Micah Smith and the other 4-star offensive lineman Johnny Jones. They're both from Florida, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Deshaun Foster has officially built this UCLA to Florida pipeline. This is now 4 players from Florida. Xavier Stinson is actually Micah Smith's Vero Beach high school teammate. So there's that connection right there. I'm pretty sure Micah had a little bit to do with getting Xavier here to UCLA. This is just another indictment of Deshaun Foster's mantra or goal to build real relationships with players coast to coast. You've already got 4 recruits coming all the way from across the country in Florida. And the UCLA Foster is just turning Westwood into a location to be. A little bit more recruiting news. 2027 4-star safety Khalil Terry, he decommitted from Michigan State. You're probably wondering what this has to do with the Bruins. Well, the Bruins have been pursuing him for a very long time. They sent an offer. He had an official visit back in April. He is really close with the UCLA Bruins secondary coach. So, yeah, he decommits on Monday. I think it was Sunday night, actually. He announced, and on Monday I went ahead and wrote a story about it. If you want to check it out on UCLA Bruins on SI. Terry, he's a 4-star from the class of 2027. The Bruins, I think, have maybe 3 commitments from the class of 2027. Terry could be one of them. He said he's going to announce his in his message that he posted on Twitter announcing his decommitment. He announced that he was going to go ahead and choose and reveal his top 7 schools within the coming weeks. I honestly wouldn't doubt if UCLA was on that list. They've gotten themselves on a whole bunch of lists recently. Most notably, they were top 2 for Talanoa Ely. He's the number 1 recruit out of Hawaii, 4-star linebacker. Unfortunately, the Trojans went ahead and snagged that from the Bruins. But still, we're seeing UCLA in these conversations, in these top 5s, in these top 2s for a whole bunch of recruits that in the last 6 or 7 years, they really haven't been in those conversations or even been close to securing them, much less getting them to commit. Remember, in 2024, they had the 84th ranked recruiting class in the nation for 2024. I think last year they were at 40-something. This year they're on 13. So Deshaun Foster, his work is paying off, and they're doing really good. Let's move on to baseball. Yeah, the Bruins played their LSU matchup in the College World Series in the winners bracket on Monday, but they didn't finish it. The game got rained out after 3 innings, and it was postponed until Tuesday morning. So by the time you're listening to this, they probably have already played. They have either won or lost. So let's go ahead and talk about what happens if they win or lose. If they win, they advance to the 2-0 game, which is basically the finals of their bracket, which means that they're one win away from making it back to the national championship for the first time since 2013. I think winning would be absolutely massive, not just for UCLA, who, by the way, they're 6-0 entering their matchup against LSU on Monday. But I mean, imagine sweeping your way all the way to the national championship. Last time they made it to the national championship was 2013 when they won it all. So yeah, that's what happens if you win. If you win, you are one win away from making it to the national championship. Now, if they lose, and this is massive, because if they lose on Tuesday morning, they play again Tuesday evening against Arkansas in the losers finals game of their bracket. So it's win or go home. It's win or go home. Arkansas, number 3 ranked team in the nation, number 3 seeded team, I should say, is going to host the loser of that game. Now on Monday, through 3 innings, the Bruins were down 5-3. They scored 3 runs in the first inning, which, by the way, I mean, they looked really good coming out of the gates in the first inning, but they weren't able to score in the last 2 innings. I mean, they scored 3 runs in the opening inning, but LSU went ahead and scored 4 more runs. In their first inning, in the bottom of the first inning. So they got another run later in the game. I mean, yeah, 12 hours. They play at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday morning, which I think is absolutely bonkers. Like, that must suck for the athletes, especially considering they were waiting for a good hour, maybe 2 hours, to see if the game was actually going to get postponed and get rained out. Yeah, it's going to be, and not just for UCLA, it's going to be difficult for LSU to turn around and come back and win in the morning. So yeah, if UCLA loses on Tuesday morning, then they play Arkansas in the final winner-go-home game of the losers bracket. Now, obviously, if they win against Arkansas, then they advance and they have a rematch against LSU in a double elimination game. So yeah, a lot is on the table Tuesday morning. We're going to have the news for it. We're going to be covering all of it. I have a few stories coming out before the game tomorrow. If you want to check them out on UCLA Bruins on SI. I just want to thank you guys for listening once again, as you do every day. As always, thanks for listening to the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. I'm your host, Connor Moreno, as always. And I'd like to say thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.